Welcome back, friends, from the break. And so we're moving forward. Like we've been sharing, literally, this is an introduction of what you ought to expect, and of course, much more. Now that we've realized that there is a communication, a culture that is silent, that we sometimes never give it the attention it deserves, it develops into something else that is opposing to our own. So, failing to understand how our body communicates, the culture of our system, the human system culture, corresponding to the normal lifestyle. When we fail to understand how this works, definitely there is danger that comes out of it. There are consequences, there are results that come out of this. And unfortunately, we do not realize this because we are not specialists. We don't have the knowledge. We don't have the understanding of how we need to handle some situations when they arise. So, what happens when your own body becomes your greatest enemy? Is that really true? Yes, that can be very true. That's why you hear about people going or being taken to the hospital when they're very sick, and in real sense, they will try to do to diagnose the whole body and fail to realize what is affecting their health, because basically it needs a higher understanding and a specialist, a therapist, a clinical psychologist to help understand some of these challenges that we encounter. So when there is when this collusion comes, when the body is no longer responding to what you're communicating to it, when your body is no longer giving in to what the public is demanding from you, that's when you start experiencing a breakdown. When your wife is demanding that you meet the budgets as usual in the house and your finances do not add up, you find yourself in the crossroads because you don't have the money and you need to please your wife, to please your children. Who doesn't want a happy family? When you're really down, that's when something is developing. So I'll start by a really common problem that affects almost everybody, that affects people of different calibers, people of different categories, people of different classes. Depression knows no money. Depression knows no fame. Depression knows no wealth. This is what I want to briefly highlight and tell you what could result to depression. Right now, there are things that are being switched to the new normal, which is actually the abnormal routine of your life. Call it lifestyle, And that new normal is abnormal to the functions of your body. So when that new normal meets the normal functioning of your body, they make they collide. And when they collide, your body reacts. And you know that 100% human being was created and given senses as the center of everything. So senses run through with emotions and feelings. When the senses feel that something is not adding up, they bring that negative feeling. And that negative feeling gets transported by the emotions. So emotions feed the mind and emotions feed the heart. So the mind is the incubator of what gives, the mind is the incubator of the heart's products. So every product deposited in your heart comes from the mind, and the mind attracts whatever is around it. Whatever surrounds your mind feeds your mind. So your mind is like a magnet. It attracts the good and the bad, both the physical, the seen and the unseen, the tangible and the intangible. So when the mind receives, it prepares, it incubates the product and delivers to the heart. And when the heart and the mind process the product, they definitely make a result. And this result is what makes you, is what people call you a nagging person. You seem to not be happy, unhappy person, angry person, moody, and all those things. They are not just something that you meet on the way. It is a process. And so these sessions will be taking us deep technically, and we'll be bringing you people that have really gone through what you are going through. And by doing this, you'll be able to know your enemy, the invisible enemy that attacks your body and at the same time ruins your dreams. And typically, all this come from the influence of the surrounding. Just as I told you, you're watching this program because you want to know more about the culture of your body, how this can greatly impact your dreams, can greatly impact your career, can greatly impact your marriage, your relationship, or can greatly impact your education. So, the mind, the heart, make a culture of your body. And when they make a culture of your body, the body wants to respond. The body wants to respond to whatever it receives. And when the body wants to respond to whatever it receives, it hijacks the emotions that transport the feelings that were brought by the senses. The emotions hijack your reasoning. And when emotions hijack your reasoning, you start living in a vague world. You start losing you. You start losing your direction. You begin to see yourself in a place where you do not understand what you're feeling, where you're going, what is happening. And this is where you are classified as a depressed person. So, depression is classified as a mood disorder. It may be described as feelings of sadness, loss, anger, and much more. Sadness, loss, and anger, and much more that interfere with your everyday's life, activities, or routine. So right now, we know that so many things have been affected because of the pandemic. So many of your activities have been interfered by the pandemic. Your businesses, your career, your education, your relationships, your goals for this year, and much more. We'll be here every Friday of the first week of the month and the last week of the month to share with you on how you can navigate through and win and overcome this opposing force that is haunting your life. Because if you don't deal with it, it deals with you. As I told you from the beginning, bad things sometimes happen to good people. That's why you see good people being involved in addiction, good people being involved in suicide, good people being involved in marriage breakups or marriage breakups, good people being involved in failure of business, losing their places, jobs, losing their value to the public, losing their attention to the public, losing something. It doesn't mean that it just happens to bad people. I do not believe that all people that are drug addicts are bad people. They just experienced this collusion. They experienced the collusion of natural occurrences in life, and they lost their bearing. They missed the mark. They missed someone to get them out, to navigate them through. Because in every step of life, you always need that one person. That's one person. I assure you that even money can fail to help you, but you just need that one person to speak that positive, to bring that positive energy around you, to give you that positive company, to speak those words that will make you believe that you can make it again. You just need that person. You just need that person sometimes. And typically, we all need each other. And that's why today I and my team have put a mark on this big journey to continue to share with you the technical understanding and the obvious that becomes technically resolved. So, we'll be dealing with depression, we'll be dealing with trauma, we'll be dealing with so many things, but above all, we'll be dealing with you to help you think straight, to help you think right, your brains to put them back, to be able to get sober and to handle issues when you're sober. How and why? Because we have the knowledge. I have the knowledge. And you have the ability. So, two of us, we got to get this moving. So, you're not a done. And you've always been needing this company. You've always been needing someone that speaks to the inner you, that speaks to the real you. And so, we'll be here for you. We'll be giving you the diagnosis. But this does not replace the medical help that you might need at some levels. So, this will help you to know the things you can do at home or at your place of work to get you back to yourself. And if you've gone to a level of a disorder, then you'll need a series of medical attention, professional medical attention to overcome the disorder that you are struggling with. So, catch with us always on Friday. Same time. As I told you, if you have any questions, just go on our Facebook page, Moses Tinsley LifeQuest, and you will be able to send us any questions and we'll be able to answer them on our next interview or our next program. Feel free to ask any question concerning your life. Confidentiality is our motto. We'll help you, we'll take you through, and your success shall be our success. Just like our page, Moses Tinsley. It's a new page for this program to touch base with you, to build a relationship with you so that we may help you more. Send us any questions, any concerns, and we'll be glad to review them and get back to you. And probably this will help someone else on the next program. Thank you. See you again soon. Have a lovely weekend.